Alright, so this is what I call play yoga. It's pixelated landscape, life shape, and yoga. And this version, it is also, we could call it goat weed yoga. So all of these weeds that are growing up in my pathway, I would like to pull them. And so I could either sit here and I could just pull them like this. I could be bored, and it would happen, and it would get done, but I'd probably end up with a sore back, and I'd probably just not have as much fun as I could if I do it from planking positions. Watch out, Cap. And so, if you do it from planking positions, now, and we're kind of just dancing around a little bit into our arms and into our feet, and we're bringing our pressure all the way to our fingertips. So, and then as we get tired, we might be able to lower it down to our palms, but we want to pull the weeds this way. And we remember to breathe. And we focus. On exactly what we're wanting to do. And if we want, we can, you minimize your points of contact, and that increases your perceived load. So like right now I'm on 4 points of contact, all the way up to my fingertips. But maybe when I pick up my arm, now I'm on 3 points of contact, right? But then I pick up my leg back here. And that's a really tough weed. And then if I did something one way, I kind of stress my muscles. So I want to do it the other way. And so I'm going to find another equally tough weed. And that wasn't it, and that wasn't it. That wasn't it. But, alright, and then maybe I'll just stretch and twist all the way as far as I feel comfortable, because I'm not getting paid by the hour to pull weeds. The goats, they show their appreciation in other ways. They come running over to the fence and they say, "Hey, look at you, give me food." They're funny to watch. They battle. And if you do something one way, you do it the other way, right? Because we're not getting paid by the hour. I'm pushing all the way to my fingertips. I'm trying to push my hips to the ground. Pushing them away from the ground. Oof. Okay? And then, it's intermittent, right? So you don't have to be in tension your whole time. Because life isn't all about tension. It's about doing things and then recovering from doing things. So maybe I'll just sit here here for a minute. Right now though, I'm still engaging my core, and I'm not wearing any shoes or socks, so I'm grounding. And by me touching the ground with my bare hands, I'm releasing the free radicals that accumulate in our bodies. Because we're like an antenna. If we're playing a song on the radio and it's not coming in very good, we can grab the antenna, and then the antenna is given a higher signal because we're giving it to it. Water is always important. But a lot of the times we spend our time with shoes on, And when we spend our time with shoes on, we're insulating ourselves from the ground. And then when we drive around in a car that is on rubber tires, it's insulated from the ground. And then we go into a house that's built up off of the ground, and we got synthetic fibers typically covering the floors. We're not connecting the ground, and so cancers develop. And when cancers develop, it means that there's a dis-ease in a certain part of the body, right? There's a struggle of some sort that's happening. So if we eliminate the struggle, we eliminate the manifestation of the disease. And we remove the root problem by creating a strong, healthy body, using it regularly and growing. And we have to learn to breathe correctly too. So breathing in, we should breathe in through our nose, into our belly first, bringing it into the chest, and then releasing effortlessly out of our mouth. And your breath should be slow and intentional, and that helps you to be in that right now moment that's always happening. Because if you're breathing consciously, you're making your choices consciously too. And then we can also do things differently, so maybe you want to see how far you can stretch your hips, right? And so you just start heel-toeing it out a little bit, and you can really get a good stretch by reaching out, pushing, rolling your hips down. You're pushing out on your feet. And as you feel comfortable in one spot, then maybe you're going to support yourself. Give yourself a little bit of support here. And then heel toe it out a little farther, right? And that's a really tough spot on my heels. But if it's comfortable, you can support yourself. And if it's not comfortable, you breathe and you create comfort where comfort's not existing. Did I scare you? Huh? And we learn from the dogs. Look how strong they are. Come here. Hey, come here. Come here, you. Come here, you. She's always on all fours. She rests a lot, but she's walking around engaging her whole body. And she can run really, really fast. Faster than me, I think. But I can do it for longer. It's pretty super to be human when we recognize how to use these biological supercomputers that are so divinely created by the Creator. Whatever you call the Creator, something built this plan, right? Something picked certain things to happen in certain ways so that you are you. Because you are you and I'm me, and we're different, but we're basically the same. Like 99% of our DNA is identical, Our hearts work the same ways, our systems all work the same way. It's just an accumulation of experiences that makes us one way or another. Maybe, so there's exercises that we're using our body weight as resistance, and then there's exercises that we're just using using the available space around us to build our body. And so, like right now, most of my pressure is just on my butt, and I'm pushing out, and this is helping to open up. That was a crazy one. Open up the backs of the thighs. They really benefits when we're gonna not have as many injuries if we're more flexible and strong, right? And so the more that we're engaging our bodies and stretching them and using them, the better they get. And there's stories like on YouTube, amazing transformations of people who are overweight or not as active as they know they could be, and they just start doing different things and they experience different results. And those different results, although like visually and stuff like that, it doesn't really matter. But because diversity is a good thing. But they're gonna feel just so much more energy, because like if I carry around a 60-pound backpack all day long, I'm really happy when I'm able to just drop it off. Just letting your head hang, moving back and forth, just exploring whatever you feel, wherever you feel. Maybe do a little floating over your hands. Realize that when we shift our energy, our balance, it can really amplify the effects that we feel, and just working our way back and forth. Maybe working some movement into the experience. So we come down here, and we go back over this way. Then we come back over. See, now this is a pathway that I regularly travel, and it's a pathway that provides a lot of things for me. It gives me the opportunity to hang out here by the garden and strengthen my legs and back and my core. It helps me remember how important it is to maintain what you allow in your life. Like right there, that's kind of a sharp one. So that's like the pain in the ass friend that you wonder how they can do some of the things they do and think that they're being a friend. So you pick it out of the way. You don't give it your energy anymore. You say, nope, you're out of there. Because I control my pathway. And although my pathway isn't perfect, there's less chances of snakes hiding in there, and a Although I don't think the snake's trying to hunt me. If I step on him, he might defend himself and bite me. And some of them around where I live are poisonous. So we learn to respect each other. About the only way you're not going to have weeds is to poison them. And I don't believe in poisoning the land that I walk on. And I can pour vinegar on it, and there's some less lethal alternatives to it. But you'll notice there, like, I don't even try to rip them out of the ground all the way, because the roots, they kind of work to be like sponges. And when they're a sponge in the ground, you don't have to water as often. And if you don't have to water as often, it means that your little garden and stuff is taking care of itself a little bit more. And headstands are always a good one, because remember, we're not getting paid by the hour to weed this place. So you get a whole different perspective when you put your world upside down. Sometimes it's not normal, right? But has normal been healthy? Has it been fruitful for many people? Or has it worked to control people? Make our lives less efficient, where we have to pay to exist. To get clean air, well, you buy that, air in a can, right? And if you want clean water, you have to buy it, because, well, I think they fixed the problems with the the name of the place escapes me. The lead in the water.